information, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answer to human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2.5-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers. And you can transform your life right now on VCMG in South Florida. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube and share love and light.
Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. I'm so glad to be connecting with all of you and to feel the energy all around us. And as we connect, we are moving forward to share messages with all of you. One step at a time, we go through life. Each day, we move forward so that we can create what we desire. Are you ready to create what you desire? Are you looking forward to manifesting with your words? Did you know how much power your words have? I love that our words have power that create. But I also am aware of the fact that our words, they can destroy. What are you saying to yourself? How are you manifesting? Are you manifesting destruction? Yes, you have the power to do that. Sometimes we cancel out our own wishes by talking about how it's not possible, how the odds are stacked against us, how we don't have what we need to get to where we want. Now, I understand in the patterns of life, maybe there are things that have shown you that you have so much that's been stacked against you in the past that you don't know how to overcome all the obstacles, because every time you turn around, something is popping up. We've been there. We've all been there. But how do we redirect our energy? How do we find a way to rephrase things? How do we acknowledge that perhaps something has happened in the past? But how do we script a better conversation with ourselves and with others so that we can create something different, something better, a better outcome? What are you looking to create? Like if you're looking to create more abundance, then if you say, I'm broke, then what are you? You're broke. If you say, my paycheck's spent before I even get it, then your paycheck disappears. Now, you could tell me, I've done the numbers, and it's not looking good. So we may say, I'm living above my means. But then we could all maybe say the world is asking us all to stretch in ways that are very uncomfortable with the expenses that are around us. So that's a fact. We see that every day. They talk about inflation and how inflation is impacting the cost of goods. How do you interpret that? Oh my goodness, I'm not going to have enough? Or when you purchase something, are you putting your money forth and saying, I'm grateful for the ability to purchase this, and I know I have more than enough for this, and more will always come. And I know the universe will provide me with ways that I can attract abundance in a better way, in an easier way, that I will have more money flowing to me through some source, and that I am capable of creating abundance beyond measure. I have the power within me to find deals and opportunities that allow me to get bonuses and discounts and free things that make up for the fact that maybe this one thing I desire is a bit overpriced for the market. But it's something I desire, or it's something I need, it's something my family needs. So I am choosing to open up my hands and ask the universe to fill me with more. You see, so many people are having conversations about money. I got a text message from someone, and they were like, oh my goodness, you need to pay attention to the prices of gas. It's going to go up. Make sure you get some soon. It's going to cost, it's probably 75 cents more before you know it, so get some soon. Now, I appreciate the tip. That's great. And sure, I might go in a day or so just so that I can get it at whatever price it is before it might increase. But I don't want to come from a place of lack and be like, oh my God, it's going to go up. I'm not going to be able to afford it. It's going to blow my budget. That can send anyone into a lack mindset, into a mindset that is preventative of other flows of abundance for come to you, because you're worried about what you're not going to have or what you're not going to be able to afford. I know, I hear you, but I only have one job, and my one job only pays me so much. So your words have to be, I'm grateful for the job I have and the abundance that I bring in, which is this amount. And this amount yields me the ability to pay for, and you list the things it pays for, be it your rent, be it your phone bill, your car payment. You list those things in your words and you say, I am grateful. And I am grateful for the abundance that comes to me to afford me the ability to do these following things that I desire. I desire to shop in a different store than I shop in. I desire to eat something a little more expensive or tasteful or dine out once a week, because you're looking at your paycheck and your paycheck doesn't afford you to be able to do that, perhaps. So you ask the universe to open up the spigot of money to flow in additional money. Again, you say to me, but I have one paycheck. But what if you get a coupon? What if you get a gift from someone? Someone's like, hey, I was thinking of you and I love the experience of this particular restaurant. And so I got a gift card or gift certificate for you to dine there too. And maybe it's not the whole cost of the meal, but maybe it's a $50 gift certificate. It's still the ability to go out. It's still the ability to have an appetizer and maybe a drink or two, or buy what you can with that gift card and then put in a little more and have yourself a lovely meal. You see, we look at what we have in the physical, tangible world and say that's all there is. And why is that? Because that's how we've been conditioned. That's how we've been trained. You've been taught to just put all of your intentions and ideas on what you have because it's what you can see, feel, touch. But there's so much more. There's such a powerful universe. Could you imagine if you woke up when your words said, I'm alive and awake and enthusiastic and grateful for all that I have. I am alive, awake, and enthusiastic, and I am open to new opportunities. I am powerful. I am free. I am abundant. I am healthy. I'm free of limitation. My physical body is youthful and flexible. I am a powerful being. I'm a magnet to all the great things that the universe has. So I choose to be in the flow of the universe, and I choose to think positive thoughts. I choose to release negative outcomes. And I know that in the end, everything works out for me. So I have nothing to be concerned about. I am free of limitations. I am free of worry. And when a worry pops up in my mind, I know the universe will provide me with a solution. So I do not dwell on the worry. I do not hold into the energy of the worry. I am open to what the universe suggests, what the universe nudges me to do as a solution to whatever I perceive an obstacle or problem to be. And I don't try to just solve the problem. I am open to solutions, because if I go for one problem, there'll always be another problem popping up. So I don't focus on the problem. I focus on the solution. And I focus on the various forms of solutions so that I may have my pick of an outcome. Now, I know that sounds like a mouthful, but what if that was the conversation that you had with yourself? What is your self-talk? How are you talking? How are you shifting your consciousness? What are you doing and saying that is slowing you down? How can you move forward and create something different? Your words have that power. Your thoughts have that power. And what is your self-talk? What are you telling yourself? Are you telling yourself you're never going to get there? This is the only job you can have because of whatever the limitation is. What is the self-talk that you're embracing? You're literally taking it in and convincing yourself that that is your story. What is your story? How can you shift your story? You tell yourself so many things in the course of the day. I can't take this. I'm overwhelmed. I don't like this job. I don't like this person. You say so many things in your mind. And you begin to derail yourself. What if, as you were in a job that you didn't enjoy, and that happens, as you were in your job that you didn't enjoy, but you were being grateful for the paycheck, you choose to not focus on what you don't enjoy, but choose to focus on the aspect that you did enjoy. Maybe it gets you out of the house. Maybe you love the car ride in. Maybe you love the lunch you get to have. Maybe there's one person in the office that you enjoy. So by enjoying that person, you look forward to that. Now, everything else might be suspect, right? We might be like, oh God, but that's one moment in the course of a whole day. But I invite you to focus on that one thing. Just that one thing. And by focusing on that, your attention is more open, more inspired, more joyful, more playful, more in alignment with all that is good that's in the universe. You're more likely to pick up on something that's going on that may offer you an opportunity to promote out of that department. But if you're just in this ho-hum dread of where you are and what you do for a living, how are you going to get inspired? How is that going to happen? You see, you're missing clues by focusing on what's not working. I had a conversation with someone today, and it was about their car. Kind of fascinating. And, when you drop cars off at a dealership, you're at the dealership's mercy. Yes, their schedule, their ability to get a part, what other cars are in the queue, and whether they can get it done. But, you drop your car off and you trust that it's going to be the next day. Well, this person begins to share that, I don't know. If I don't hear something from them, I'm probably not going to get the car till the following day, and all this is going to happen, and then I'm going to have to Uber to work again, and that's going to cost this amount. And all of that might be true and might be a possibility, and I guess the cost of an Uber is a cost of an Uber. However, that is painting the scenario opposite of what that person wants, and most certainly opposite to what would keep them in the flow of abundance, because in their mind, they're creating a scenario that they have to pay out more money for an Uber, to go home, then to go to work the next day, then to go and pick up the car. So that's a total of 4 Uber rides at whatever crazy price that might be, and then that they're delayed and they have to wait for their car, and oh my goodness. So I heard what they said, and in my being, I was like, well, I don't feel like that's the case. So I'm going to send some energy to charge the energy of the favorable outcome, because they just totally derailed the whole programming. We all know that we could put our hands in someone else's hands to handle something for us, and something is out of our control. But if when you do something, you say, it's going to work out perfectly for me, I'm going to drop it off, and then by the following day, by the time I'm done with work, I'm going to swoop over and pick up my car, and it's going to be beautiful, and I'm not going to be inconvenienced, and it's not really going to cost me that much, and something wonderful is going to happen so that it minimizes the cost, and it's going to be a good outcome, even though I had to make a repair on my vehicle that maybe I wasn't expecting or really wouldn't want to spend money on, but here I am. So I'm grateful for the ability to pay for the car. I'm grateful for the ability to get there. And I'm grateful for the mechanics that made sure they did a good job and they got it done quickly. There's a whole nother way to talk. And that may sound harmless to most people. Well, it's just stating the fact of what could happen. But if there's a fact of what could happen that hasn't happened yet, why do we want to talk about that? And I hear these conversations every day, all day, from so many people in various forms. I put in for a raise, or I put in for a new promotion, and there are people who I know are not for me in this company, so I have a feeling they're going to block me. Okay, maybe they blocked you before. I get it. But do we have to give that power? Because whoever blocked you, you're giving them more power over your destiny than God has? No, 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 no. Maybe the reason why God let that block happen is because there's an even better role coming. And they let that person's, pettiness get in the way because it benefits you in the end. So even though in the past I didn't get the promotion that I want, even though in the past this may have happened, I am confident that that's a stepping stone for me, and in this moment, I see myself getting that position because I am qualified. And I believe that I bring something new to the table that others here in this building, regardless of politics, cannot provide, so I'm confident that this position is mine. Why can't you say that? Oh, but Sarah, I know how it works in this company. You know how it works in the company because you're putting more attention on the people in the company. The very same people that you may claim are lazy and don't care about their job, you're giving them more power than you and your passion and your blessing? Don't you know that God has a plan? You are just giving so much power away by choosing to focus on that. I've been there. I've been in a place where it was very toxic. Well, it was a work environment. I guess some of them can happen that way. And it was just a very dominated energy where I really wasn't fitting in. I was essentially the only woman in the organization. And, I took some flack for that. Sometimes they made little jokes like, oh, look at her. All right, yeah, look at me. And they would try to put me down in subtle ways because maybe they were more experienced in some of the things that had to do with technology than I was. But I didn't need to know how all the technology worked because that wasn't what I did. I was providing the technology to people who knew how the technology worked, and I just needed to make sure that we had the services that they needed and the products that they needed. How they all fit together and talk to each other, I did not need to know in detail. But they like to hold that against me. And to their great dismay, and I laughed all the way, I would just get deal after deal, connection after connection, and they're scratching their heads saying, how does she do it? Well, she was not doing it alone. Little old me was not doing it alone. I was doing it out of faith and intention. I was doing it because I saw a positive outcome. And I wasn't letting them get in my head. I wasn't letting someone else's thoughts, words, mannerisms permeate my energy and dare tell me what I could or could not do. Oh, heck no. Not on my watch. Did it get to me sometimes? Yes, it did. Did I feel like an outcast? Yes, I did. But I didn't give that energy. There were days I went home and said, wow, I didn't think things could be this unbalanced. But there I was. And of course, it wasn't a place that I stayed forever. But it was a good life lesson for me. It was a good understanding of how things could be. And it made me realize that if I had the capacity to attract the right opportunities, then things would fall into place for me because I saw it that way and I believed it, if it was the right fit. And it was the right fit. And I didn't have to doubt what I was doing. I need to focus on what I was bringing to the table, the flavor, so to speak, my spin on things, my commitment to my client, my customer being satisfied. That was my job. So why wouldn't I do my job? And yes, there was a part of me that wanted to say, oh, goodness gracious, just mind your business and go do your jobs. Mind your business. Leave me alone. But I didn't. Interestingly enough, management was more on their side than my side. They couldn't deny what I did. They couldn't deny what I brought in. There was no denying it. But, that taught me how to attract a better job, a better opportunity. And maybe some of the same dynamics repeated themselves because that can happen. I mean, look at our own families. As wonderful as they all are, we can have some dynamics that are not fun, unhealthy, maybe expectations of what people want from us as opposed to what's right for us. But in the family dynamic, this is what they need for us to do. I was just talking to someone before I walked into this show about how, people are expecting her to handle something in the family where it's been her obligation for so long. It's only fair at this moment that we shift that obligation to someone else. But people don't like change. But we can't get caught up in what they want. We have to do what we need to do. And so we need to cultivate a plan that takes us there. Well, we're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, all across the nation. We're welcoming your phone calls at 866-972-7247. We're grateful for you tuning in right here on the True Oldie Station. We're here every Wednesday night, 6:30 to 9 p.m. So pick up the phone, call in, get on the phone and call your friends. Tell them to tune in. We're going to continue this conversation of how we can shift our reality with our words and our thoughts, and how to undo what we call stinking thinking and get on the go train and get moving in the direction of what you want to create. And, well, disconnect from some of the ho-hum that's going on in the world. We're going to talk about that as well when we come back right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WQAM 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WFLM 104.7 HD3 Palm Beach Shores, WDJA AM Delray Beach, and in Martin County on 1450 WSTU Stewart. Broadcasting from the H2 Ocean Studios, your natural sea mineral-based healing product since 2001. Burns, cuts, dry eyes, oral care, hair care, reef-safe sun care, and even pet care. H2 Ocean has you covered. Online at h2ocean.com. That's h2ocean.com. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies Channel.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
The nation at 866-972-7247. I'm so glad to be connecting with all of you all across the nation. It is a pleasure to be here with you and sharing Spirit's information, because as we share the information, amazing things start to happen. We start to see things shift and change. We open up to new possibilities, and Spirit gives us the guidance we need. Before we went to commercial, we were talking about how Spirit works through us and shifts with us based on our words. Our words are powerful, and our words are so powerful that they change what is happening in front of us. Literally. You could be on track for something that you really, really, really want, and all of a sudden you say, oh, what happened? Something blocked me. But often we don't take accountability that it may have been you that blocked you. Oh no, couldn't be me. Yes, you. You see, we have these conversations in our head all the time. We think about all the things that could go wrong. Sometimes people will say things like, oh, you don't want to park there. If you park there or park that way, somebody could hit your car. Could be a logical thing. It's maybe a possibility. But what you don't realize is that by your giving that advice to someone, and sometimes we have to say something, you're actually charging the energy around that person and their car with an accident, with a problem with their car, with someone hitting the car. So you cannot just randomly say things, because it shifts the energy of that person. When someone tells you they don't feel well, like, oh, maybe you have this, maybe you have that, and you talk about what you think they could have, maybe just say, well, if it continues, get it checked out, or perhaps that might be serious. Did you talk to someone who knows a little bit more about it? But sometimes as people, we want to volunteer what we think we know and share with them a story of how so-and-so had a problem. Like I know someone who was talking to someone about something with all these diets, right? And one of these diet programs. And they said to me, oh, yes, my friend used that. And, oh, this happened to her and that happened to her. And, okay, it can happen. But what happened to your friend isn't necessarily going to happen to someone else. Everybody has their own storyline. Not everybody's the same. That's why we have our own unique DNA, our own unique personalities, our own unique spiritual blueprint. So what you see with someone may not happen to another. So watch what you say. You know, there have been people who have asked me point blank, Sarah, why don't you really talk about what's going on in the world in detail? Why don't you really talk about politics? Why don't you really talk about, I don't know, whatever's going on? And I say back, I'm very careful with what I say. Because I work with spirit, because I'm charged in the energy continuously, what I say has a little more oomph than maybe the average person, although we all have a frequency and we're all creating with our words and our thoughts. So I'm very careful not to paint a picture of doom and gloom. I'm very careful to not focus on what's wrong with the world or what a problem might be. I can see it, my eyes are open as much as yours might be. However, if I put all of my attention on that, then I'm feeding the beast. We don't want to feed the beast. We don't want to feed the negativity. It doesn't mean that a person's head is in the sand because they don't want to talk about it. It means they don't want to entertain that negativity. There's always going to be people who are going to disagree just because maybe in the politics of the world, we've got one side against the other and then a whole bunch of other people against a bunch of other people. It's possibly a mess. But if you keep talking about it, you're feeding that. I'd rather acknowledge that there's something going on and see the solution being provided, see an answer, see that God is in charge. And maybe it's just a bunch of people and personalities just trying to sort it out. Well, since the beginning of time, humanity, we've had a bunch of people and personalities trying to sort things out. Even in biblical times, it have been recorded. You had people who had greed. We have people who had lust. We have people who had to be in charge. We had people who tried to hunt down anyone who was different, who could maybe perform a miracle or heal. It's called people, being competitive, finding the need to be greater. And they live in that energy, that vortex. I don't know about you, but I put my shoe on 1 foot at a time. And so do all the other people. So in some ways, we are all connected and we are all very similar. But the things that are so different from how I view the world and how I see the universe, I don't give it much attention. Can it bother me? Yes, it could. Do I agree with everything I see? No. But I know there's a plan. I know that something higher in the vibration is working to sort it out in spite of us people. Because we people, we're in an interesting bunch. So I would much rather that, even though I know we all have an opinion and we have a voice, with the same vehement energy that you put in your Facebook posts about what's wrong with a person or wrong with a situation, you use that power to speak blessings in your life. You use that power to shift consciousness, to empower your children, to motivate yourself. Because by talking about what's going on in the world and getting so worked up, you're feeding anger, hurt, pain, viciousness, but you're also inviting it into your life. And somehow you're going to attract it in your circle, even though you have nothing to do technically with what's going on in the world. But because you're choosing to spend so much time talking about it, now, we do need to have a voice, and I am not saying one must not have a voice and must silence one's voice, but be selective with your words. Talk about the solution. Talk about what we as humanity can focus on to shift consciousness. See peace in the world. We've been all trying to see peace in the world for generations, centuries. And it's eluded us thus far. We've had moments, but look at our own work environments. Look at our own family environments. I have seen more conflict in families now more than ever. Because everyone's disappointed, disenchanted. They're focusing on what's not working for them. And I think on some level, some people are waking up to maybe they were just doing what they thought they were supposed to do, and they've lost sight of who they are, and now they're in this place of dissatisfaction because they are in a place they didn't want to be, or they're feeling a way they didn't want to feel. And I'm sure many of you can relate to that. Not feeling how you wish you could feel. But if you think about how you could change that, and if you didn't have the answer, but you looked up to the sky and you said to the universe and God, inspire me, give me something that can lift me up and shift my consciousness, give me an idea, bring into my pathway a person that I could meet that could help me open a door, assist me in thinking differently, and every day take action. You know, we talk about how sedentary we've become with our phones, sitting there with our phones. I watched somebody cross an entire street, not looked up once from their phone. I was like, they're very lucky. So lucky they were, right? Now, maybe I could be standing with someone else and be like, oh my God, that person's going to get hit by a car. They're not paying attention. Oh, I would never say that. Because if I said that and I spoke it into the universe, maybe a car would come out of nowhere and hit that person. So I don't want to be a part of that. But many people would observe what they think the unlikely but likely happening could be. The worst possible scenario. But then how can you say you're a positive person? How are you a positive person if every time you look at something you see what could go wrong? That's not being positive. I know, someone may say, I'm being a realist. A world reality? Possibly, but not the reality of your soul. Your soul knows it's protected. Your soul knows that you have the power to heal yourself. Your soul knows that every cell in your body is talking to each other and every cell is vibrating at the rate of speed that has the possibility of healing and holding a large, strong vibration of light. And that's how it was created. But we've been led to believe that our minds are not as powerful as we thought they were when we first came to the planet. We kind of got sideswiped. We got stepped to the side and moved in a way that took us away from source. So you have the power to heal. If one day you feel great and the next day you don't feel well, okay, you could look at what did I eat, or who was I around who wasn't of good health. You could look at that. But what if you said, what was I thinking yesterday? What was I focusing on? Where was my mind? Where was my being? Was I upset? Was I emotionally distraught? Was I fighting with my partner, my spouse? Were my children making me crazy? Was I just thinking how much I hate my job? And now you almost willed yourself to be sick the next day because your body's like, oh my God, this is too much. We're in fight or flight and they're getting attacked from everywhere. Shut it down. And so you shut down. But you might say, well, I picked up a bug. I'm sick. Well, if you say you're sick, you're going to be sick. And even in the times where we are exposed to something that could get us sick, if you're in a positive vibration, maybe if it affects you, it's a day, half a day. But if you're emotionally charged in a distraught way, if your vibration is low, if you're worried about your finances, if you're disrupted in your being, then you're going down for a week. And then you'll be like, oh, it was the flu. Felt like the flu. But maybe you invited the flu in a little bit more than you realized. Right? Maybe you're not taking care of your body. And we all can be guilty of that. We don't get enough rest. We maybe don't eat properly. And so, yes, sometimes the body needs a reset. Something catches you off guard. But if you're going through these periods of like you're great for a few days and then you're down, it's because you're giving attention to those things. If you're getting frustrated and upset by things that have happened in the past, I'm talking the past, not yesterday. The past. A somebody done me wrong song from last year. Then clearly you haven't forgiven yourself. And of course you didn't forgive the other person. But ultimately, even when someone does something that's clearly wrong, do you know what you do? You blame yourself. I should have known. How could I be so stupid? This is the self-talk. What was I thinking? Oh, I thought they were the person of my dreams, and then, no, they're not. Here I am again in the same situation. Oh my God, why do I keep attracting the same people? People who are not invested in relationship, people who are out to get me, people who want to take advantage of me. And you say it on and on and on. Well, the common denominator is you. And that doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. That means that you're still holding on to all the stories of choices that you made that did not play out well. Bring it into your heart. Give yourself grace. You didn't do it on purpose. Somewhere inside of you, there's a part that doesn't feel good enough or worthy. And that self-talk, that conditioned way of someone else putting energy into your field, that talk that you heard as a little one, you're still wrestling with and you haven't made peace with. You haven't said to that person, hey, I know when I was growing up, you said these following things and I beg to differ. And found your voice and spoke your truth, whether they agree or not. People who hurt people are often very wounded and hurt themselves. So, here you are, trying to move forward, and you're holding on to an old story. You're holding on to something that is weighing you down, that is carrying a vibration that keeps attracting people to repeat that storyline. So that's why you have to claim the energy in your field. You have to speak words that are different than the words you've been told and that you tell yourself. How many times have you ever said to yourself, oh my God, you're such an idiot. I can't believe you did that. Or maybe you're not happy with your appearance and you go, oh, I look terrible. No, you're a divine being of God. You are perfectly perfect the way you are. And if there's something that you want to shift and change, then when you choose to have the power, you can change it. Somehow. And if it's something medical that you have to do, then you do what you have to do in the medical field when it's the right time and you're ready to do something. There's so many options in this world. But this is the path that I've been chosen for. This is all I get. I'm not like everybody else. I'm not that lucky. These are the things I've heard people say. Or when someone begins a sentence that goes like this. Well, with my luck, this is going to happen. And they paint this scenario. And in my mind, I'm like, good God, do not let that happen. I'm going to change and cancel that vibration. But they're just so convinced that something's going to happen. And you're not just charging the energy for yourself. You're charging the energy of someone else. Whether you know it or not, that vibration that you're speaking into the air is the same powerful vibration that God had when he said, let there be light. And there was light. And he created the earth through the spoken word, through the command of the energy, the frequency. Even if it wasn't a booming voice of God that maybe we've been told in the stories. Perhaps it was this powerful, energetic frequency that just came through the earth and said, let there be light. Right? It's a frequency. It's part of the universe. And that frequency, that breath of life was given to you. So with your words and your breath of life, do you not realize that you're creating with everything you say? You know, I love when we look at those work videos, those reels, right? And they talk about all the things that are frustrating in work. And they're funny because they're very realistic and many things that people think and we do not say. So I definitely get a chuckle out of them. Now, I'm not in that type of work environment because I get to sit with all of you on a regular basis. And sometimes there's things that go on in the center. I'm like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Okay, we have to think positive. Let's shift this. Let's find a solution for that. Maybe there's a problem with the website and we got to figure out what to do. So for a minute, it's like, oh, and then I go, okay, I'm not going to focus on all the things that could go wrong. I'm going to focus on the solution. And I'm going to hold a vision and hold the stance until the right solution comes. I'm not going to act and react because, oh my God, the sky is falling. I've learned from that. I've learned that if you come from a place of fear or come from a place of the sky is falling or destruction, then you can't think clearly. Then you can't create in the frequency of something good and great and that's powerful. You won't attract the right people to solve the situation. You won't attract the right solution. It won't be done in a timely manner, or it will just be a Band-Aid and it'll fall apart again because you just reacted. Many of us do that in our own lives. Oh my God, this is going on. I've got to do something. Do you really? Or do you just need to see what else is going to unfold so that whatever you do is the right action that you're taking to provide a solution that is going to shift everything? And I understand that there are things in our lives that seem completely out of our control because they're going on around us. Sometimes things are happening to us. And maybe it isn't that you brought it on with your words and your thoughts. Maybe it's part of a storyline, a divine plan, the family you were born into. And now you're caught up in their craziness. But how you react to it, how you interpret it, how you choose to focus on faith and a solution and the positive grace of God, how you choose to draw forth to yourself the energy of love and light and healing, and that there's nothing stronger than the energy of the divine supreme being. It's then that you have a solution that will come to you. You hold all of the power over your own life. And the things that are in the grand storyline, you still don't have to allow that storyline to diminish you, to bring you down, to block your blessings. You can create your own vision of what life can be. It begins with a thought. And then it begins with a desired intention that is set. It feels right. And then it begins with a mindset that disconnects from all the things that may not align with what you want. Because there'll always be something that won't be conducive to what you want to create. There'll always be someone who disagrees. There'll always be something that could happen that could try to cut your path. Because there's so many things going on in the world simultaneously. But it is your steadfastness, your ability to focus, your intention that will ride you right through whatever the chatter may be from someone or a happening going on around you. And you'll be like, oh, yes, I see that happening, but I'm not going to pay it much mind. I'm going to just swerve around it and take myself to where I need to be. Don't mind me, just moving through. We'll let the world just do whatever the world does. I'm creating. I've heard people say things like, and you might have said this, oh, with all that's going on in the world, I can't do this, or I won't be able to do that. This isn't going to work for me. I can't move because of this and the markets and the rates and I'm like, well, how do you know unless you look? How do you know that God doesn't have the perfect house and then the perfect person to get you the perfect rate and someone else to buy the current house you have, even though, it's not a seller's market or a buyer's market, whatever the storyline may be at the moment, and God has the perfect person to buy your house so that you have more than you thought you'd have, so you can have the dream house that you want. If you feel that there's something there for you, then do it. I have a client send me a beautiful picture of a house, and it's somewhere by the ocean, beautiful. And we're visualizing. Now, there's some pros and cons, and there's some things. Is it going to yield in the market later on? Is it going to have value? Is it really a great investment, or is it just a beautiful home because it suits what I want and it's going to offer beautiful living for my family in a beautiful community? Well, beautiful living for a beautiful family, that has a wonderful flow to it. It has a frequency to it. There's a practicality to, is it going to hold its value, and is it going to be a great investment in years to come? Is it going to be worth it if we ever want to move? That's a practical thought and something we need to consider in the world. But if you went with the frequency of what would be a good vibration for your family and harmony and peace and love, and you have the abundance to get the house that's by the ocean, don't you think the same universe that helped you orchestrate that inspired that thought, that feeling, that harmony, that song of joy in your being, do you not think that same energy, don't you believe it's going to help you if you choose to leave that house one day? And that something equally beautiful will arrive? And that maybe it's not that investment that some other property may be, but you'll yield enough of an investment that the trade-off of the money is worth the lesser amount of money because we had a greater experience? Do you see how we've become conditioned in this world? How we've become a slave to money? I know, necessary to survive in the world. I get it. What are you selling your soul to? What are you giving your joy and your harmony to instead of the universe? When you give your joy, your harmony, your peace, and everything to the universe, to God, the divine creator, that energy of God is going to bless you. There's a statement that says, if you're of the world, you're not of my Father. If you're of my Father, you're not of the world. Well, I know I'm on radio time, so in that case, I am in the world. And I'm going to take a moment to hear from my sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to pop in on our friends in Facebook. We're going to talk to you about an upcoming class. We're going to say hi to our friends on YouTube. And we're going to welcome your phone calls now at 866-972-7247. I'm so glad to be connecting with all of you right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your song? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has its story, like a movie playing in a different theater. And the characters, they change like water into wine. And everything comes when the stars align.
Yes, indeed. Everything comes when the stars align. And I'm so glad that we are aligning together right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on the True Oldie Station. So glad to hear you from Miami all the way up the east coast of Florida. Glad to be connecting with all of you. And so happy to be sharing time and space. We are talking about the power of our words and the importance of what you say and how you think and how you're crafting your own reality. We have to be mindful. You know, we have learned from other people what we say. And we have to stop that pattern, break it, release the chains of the stories that have been passed on through generations. Perhaps you've heard the statement, money doesn't grow on trees, or, you know, well, in our family, we're not that fortunate, so be glad that you have the job you have. Or we're a family of workers, not executives. Well, maybe you are the executive in the family. Maybe that's the old story, and you came to this lifetime to break that. Maybe that comment of being an entrepreneur is too risky. Maybe that's not the story you want to hold on to. Maybe that's someone else's viewpoint that you have adapted and you are inviting into your energy because you are choosing to give that power. Well, we don't want to give those things power. We want to shift. We want to change. We want to awaken our energy to new things, new environments, new projected intentions. We have to send it out to the universe. So the universe brings it right back to you. I know sometimes it does not feel fast enough. I was talking to someone else earlier today, and they're stuck. They're in a job that they don't enjoy the company they keep. They could take another role, but they were there before, and they just want to get moved. They want to get a new position in a new unit, in a new area. And everyone says, be patient. So I had to be another person who said, be patient. Something's coming. But it is frustrating when you have a day that you can't feel joyful about. As I said earlier, find the joy in something and focus on that. Well, along these lines, I designed a class that's coming up rather quickly, actually, on March 24th, Tuesday. We just got a graphic in, so we'll let them put it up. We've got Awakening Abundance Beyond Measure. Because I always say the universe has abundance beyond measure. So when I tuned in and tapped into the universe, they're like, oh, Sarah Spiritual, we got some abundance for everyone. We've got a way so they can attract better experiences in their life. So we have this class available at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. It is available online as well as in person at the center, and the mailing hasn't even gone out yet. Matter of fact, while we're all here chatting away behind the scenes, we're making a mailing. So if you're not on my mailing list, go to sarahspiritual.com and be sure to register for the mailing list. Be sure to be a part of this experience. And join this class because you ask the universe, show me the money. And I know everyone's like, where's the money? Well, we're going to ask the universe to show you where that money is, where that abundance is, how you can attract more blessings in your life. And that class is only $17. So we want $16, I'm sorry, and it is available online in person. So check into sarahspiritual.com in the next 24 hours, and you'll find it if you aren't on our mailing list. And we would love to see you in class, online or in person, March 24th. And stay tuned. We've got other classes coming up because we are putting together some fabulous classes to teach all of you. And I want to thank everyone who came to our beautiful Sound Bowl experience last week. We had such a great time. It was such a beautiful experience, and we had some great experiences with some of our guest teachers. So we're really grateful for everyone who showed up. We want to go to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. I've got friends on Facebook and YouTube, and I see there's questions. So be sure to keep your questions and comments there because we will be getting to you in just a moment. But I've got to go to Georgia. And I want to talk to someone named Nita. Nita is in Georgia. Nita, how are you? Are you with us, Nita? Okay, maybe we don't have Nita still on the line. So with that, we are going to give it a minute and see if she can come back on. But while we're doing that, we're going to move on to New York. From Georgia, we need to go to New York. And we have Erica on the line. Erica, how are you tonight? Are you with us, Erica? I don't know. We might be having one of those Mercury retrograde moments. Erica on the line, please.
Yes. Can you hear me?
I hear you. Thank you so much, Erica. Good to connect with you. Thank you so much. We know you've been going through some shifts and changes, and this is the year for you to find your power, find your connection, and trust the universe is going to assist you. So, Erica, what is your question for us tonight?
Definitely have been going through some upgrades and major challenges.
Yes.
But I'm just wondering when things are going to start to
Shift and change?
Lighten up. Yeah.
Yeah. So you were talking about making a move. Yes? Did you make your move?
No, not yet.
Okay. But that is what you desire to do, correct? We want to set an intention to make a
Yes.
move? Okay. Because I do feel
Yes.
that this is a year to find a new place, to make a move, to move yourself into a new direction. So I
Yeah.
feel like you're going to move. It's just a matter of timing. And Mercury's retrograde right now, so we don't necessarily want to do anything that is going
Right.
to jeopardize that right now, right? So we definitely want
Yeah.
to move forward and shift so that we can move in the direction of what we desire our outcome to be. And I want you to believe that anything's possible. Now, I know that you're feeling
Yeah.
stuck, but there's a reason for the stagnation. There's a reason for the stillness because you are rebuilding an entire life. And when I fast forward you to May, I feel
Yeah.
like everything is in a better place. You're in a better understanding of why you were where you were and where you're going to go. I also see a new work opportunity. You're
Okay.
looking for a new work opportunity, Erica, because I do see that coming to you.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
And what is your question on the work opportunity for me?
Any idea what kind of work?
Well, I see you with people. I see you working with people. I see you doing something that is creative and entertaining and connective with people. So I feel like something that you've done before, just a better version of it is going to be most beneficial. I know you have a very
Right.
creative side. I know you have a lot of musical energy and movement in your being. So anything that can provide you
Yeah.
with that creative flair as well as the opportunity to have something that stretches you a bit beyond what you're used to doing. You know,
Yeah, because
did
that
you
seems to be the thing is I'm not
Yeah.
sure exactly how it looks, you know.
Well, you have to see it as the way you'd like it to look, right? So how do I take everything and mush it together and create my ultimate job? You may say, but there's no such job out there, but you will find a job that includes most of the aspects of what you enjoy, and then the others can be moved into the job later on as they begin to know your talents and
Yeah.
what you bring to the table, right? I never thought that some
Right.
of the things I do now from the past would have been implemented in my current career, so to speak. But everything I enjoyed, I get to have in this current way of being. Have you ever done any work with seniors or a senior center or activities with people?
Not
Have you ever?
well, I've danced at some senior homes,
Okay. So maybe you
like
could
for
connect to
Father's
different
Day, stuff
programs,
like
different
that.
seniors. Maybe you can do some programs with other people. That may be of help to you. So
Okay.
look into something that has a program that's already written out, so you could be a part of it.
Okay.
All right, Erica. It's going to take a
And
little
my
time. Yes.
last,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
It's going to take a little time, Erica, but it
Oh.
will come together.
And just my last question. Do I just, I mean, I don't know if my boyfriend, ex-boyfriend is ever really going to understand where I've been trying to come from. It just seems like he takes everything the wrong way.
You're not an equal vibrational match. Why are we trying to convince somebody to understand something that
that
they
what
cannot
it is?
understand? You're trying to grow and he's trying to hold you back. Why are we worried about
Yeah.
that? You see,
Okay.
this is a perfect example of why aren't I moving forward? Because we are trying to explain ourselves to people who don't understand us, and their vision of us is
Okay.
almost like a rubber band or a tether yanking us backwards when we're trying to run forward at 100
Okay.
degrees, 100 miles an hour. So please,
Right.
stop
Okay.
talking to people who don't believe in you. We don't need to
Yeah.
convince him. We don't need to convince him why we needed to heal. We don't need to convince him why we needed to step away. It's over. That is why he is the ex. You
That's
grew,
very
he did
true, and
not.
unfortunately, I feel that with my family as well.
Then we do not convey where we are going and what we're doing beyond the superficial conversation of being polite and respectful to our family, but we
Right.
do not need to include them. And when their opinion of us, the vision of us, the box they wish to put us in, holds us back, then we choose to disconnect.
Exactly.
Because the only way you can break
Yeah.
free of the conditioning is to remove the scenes that keep you glued, right? And they're part of the scene, the
Yeah.
stage that has been set, the Broadway show or the drama, the mini series. This is the family. In your case, not everybody's
Yeah.
case, but in your case, those are your soul
Yeah.
family. Lucky you. I don't know. You did not read the fine print of your contract of your soul, but you chose them, and they're here for you to grow. And it caused you a lot of pain. It caused you a lot of difficulty. It created a challenge for you that every time you took a step
Yeah.
forward to break habits that weren't healthy for you, it sucked you back in. And now we're choosing to let
Yeah.
that go. All right, Erica?
Yeah. Okay.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank
We appreciate you.
you.
All right. Bye for now.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
866-972-7247. We're going to go back to our phone lines. And I'd really like to see if I can talk to Nita in Georgia. Nita, are you with us? Are you there, Nita? Hi, Nita. You're on with Sarah Spiritual live on National Radio. How are you?
Blessings. I'm good. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome. Good to make this connection with you, Nita. And when I look at the energy around you, this is a time for you to kind of break free and set some healthy boundaries for yourself. I'm seeing that this is a year that's meant to move you forward with abundance in the energy of work and career. I feel like you're trying to make some shift in your finances. Is that correct, please?
That is absolutely correct. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and this is a time for you to claim your birthright. And I know that you have had your pitfalls, and when I go back in time, and I go back to the end of 2023, but mostly 2024, coming into 2024, this was a time of shift and change, and kind of brought you down, and the energy felt like you weren't going to be able to bounce back up and have your buoyancy back. Does this make sense to you?
Took the words out of my mouth. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And so when I see that energy, I know that this was a setup for a comeback in your life, and now you're coming into your comeback. You need to be able to tell people no. You need to hold the boundary of what is most important to you, and you need to safeguard, my guides say, safeguard your sanity, honey, because there are people who are trying to make you think you're crazy, and you are far from crazy, because they don't want to be accountable for their actions, and they don't not want to speak the truth. You call for accountability and transparency, and when you're not getting that, they think you're crazy. Well, no, you just know what you see. So my guides are telling me to tell you, you need to honor what you see, trust what you know, trust your intuition, which is a powerful intuition, and they really want you to just center yourself and be in inner peace. If you're choosing to find a new job, a new opportunity for work, that is something that can come to you this year. Look at this year as being the catalyst for change. Look at the month of June to bring shift for you. I feel like you're trying to rebirth yourself. They do put a book in front of me, so they make me feel like there may be a certificate or some study that you may be considering to help further yourself. Does that make sense to you? Does that resonate?
That highly resonates. I've been thinking about going to law school.
Okay. Never too late to do that. And don't let anyone talk you out and say all the things that they could tell you were obstacles. We don't care. We don't care, because if it's in your heart to be a voice of reason for other people, if it's your heart to be a representative for other people, if you want to fight for justice and point the light on injustices and make a shift of consciousness in this world, then that is what your soul has come to be, and we cannot let anybody dissuade us because of all the technicalities of whatever is going on and how we have to get there. Doesn't matter how much it costs, doesn't matter how long it takes. It is all about you choosing the path, and the universe will provide you with what you desire. And if this is something you truly desire to do, I do feel that there will be some new work opportunity that will assist you in this time of June, that's when the energy opens up. And then by January of 2027, you could be doing what is necessary to get into the law school, because I feel like we have to study. We have some things to get under our belt so that we can do that. But this can all happen, and 2027 opens the door for that to unfold, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Anita, how did you hear about us?
Facebook. I actually had said I didn't call before, and I thought about it like years ago, like a long time ago. I did find you on Facebook, but I pretty much lost track and hadn't been on there as far as your page in like years, like at least 4 or 5 years or more than that, at least 7, 8 years. Yes, ma'am. And it was a guy, long hair, black guy, that I was on his page first, and then I found your page. I don't even know his name anymore. I think it starts with a D. I'm not sure. I don't know his name.
Oh, yes. That's probably Defrick, right? Defrick?
Yep.
Defrick,
yep. That's it. And that's how I found your page years ago. And even then, your accuracy was right. And like now, it's way more, like so much elevated, because I didn't even tell you. I mean, I told you I wanted to go to law school, but I'm also a civil rights activist, and I fight for various rights of people, injustices, like you said. And no way you would have known that, because I hadn't even told you that.
Right. It's in your soul. When I look at your soul and I look at the energy of your soul and the light path of your soul over these years to come, and even where you come from, this is what you came to do. This is your mission, right?
That's
just like
so true.
I'm living my mission, that is your mission. And whatever form you choose to experience it is your free will, right? But one way or another, your soul is going to lead you to fight for the rights of others, to be the voice of reason, to shine a light on injustice. This is what is destined for you, my dear. And being obedient to the flow of the universe, to the flow of God, is necessary, because it just makes things so much easier, right? And yes, there are things that you're still navigating in your own personal life, and we see that, and we are aware of that. But you have to trust that when you focus on the mission, everything else comes along with you that's meant to be with you, and those that are not meant to be with you, they cannot come for the ride, because they're not meant to be in that frequency with you. And you have to be willing to let go of the people who do not support you, let go of the energy that is not here, of the same vibration. This is what you have to learn to decide on now. This is your healthy boundary time, right? This is the time to move forward and hold the boundary. And if you hold the boundary and you're true to yourself, all good things can come to you. So we want you to focus on that. We want you to trust. And if you're not following my page, Sarah Spiritual, on Facebook, please be kind enough to follow and post and follow me on Instagram, because my Sarah Spiritual Instagram, we're giving you a lot of statements from Spirit that I've been channeling every morning. They're giving me something that they want me to share with everyone. And they're powerful statements that you can use to infuse the energy with powerful words. So if you go to Instagram and you search for Sarah Spiritual, follow the page, and you'll see there's a whole beginning of statements that are going to be frequency adjustments for you and everyone who's listening, that we can shift our consciousness. And I'm basically giving you the words to say every day to accomplish all that you want. You want abundance? I have the words there. You want to have the shift of consciousness of love in your life? We have the words there. You want to find inner peace? We have the words there. And so you just take those dialogues and you begin to say them daily, and you begin to shift the energy, and before you know it, everything lines up to support you.
I just followed you. Thank you so much. And
you're welcome.
Last thing I wanted to seek prayer for is I'm dealing with a situation where I paid off my house, and the bank wanting to keep the check and charge fictitious fees just to eat up my payoff, so I don't pay off my house, and give me a whole lot of problems with that. So I'm just seeking prayer in that area, and also my desire for marriage. I want to get married, and Now, be with the right person and not just anybody out of loneliness or desperation or any of that.
Okay.
So, I am praying, and I've prayed to God to just send the right person, and that's all.
Well, you will get the right person, and this is how we're going to manifest that. And as far as the bank is concerned, you may need to get someone involved who can point that out to them, but you will be victorious over that. You just have to be steadfast. And, the bank, no offense to my friends who are bankers, I know many of them. Some of my best friends are in the banking industry, but, the way banks make money, right? They keep getting interest.
Right.
They keep getting money from people. And then when you pay that off and all you owe are your taxes, well, they don't have the opportunity to get rich, right? And chances are that whoever wrote the contract for your house and whatever that agreement is, that loan agreement, there's probably a couple of clauses in there that we need to look at. So take a look and examine that and contest whatever's written that makes them feel they might be able to do that, and show them why they can't on the other clauses, and you will win that. As far as love, I have 40 seconds to tell you this. This is the year that we can attract the energy of love. This is a very powerful year because it's a year that holds the energy of relations and relationships. So your statement to yourself every day when you go out is, I don't know where, I don't know when, but today's the day true love comes my way. I don't know where, I don't know when, but today's the day true love comes my way. And by saying that, you are speaking in the energy, the ability to attract that partner, and someone else out there is saying, I sure hope I could meet someone who's a beautiful person, and they're listing all the things they desire, and their list will match your list, and the two of you shall come together. So this year, from the energy of your birthday into the energy of the next birthday, so basically all the way into 2027, you have a clear window of attracting someone who is like-minded and has all the qualities you want to have in a partner. For this minute, we have to be complete. I do have to go to commercial. I trust that I have been of service to you.
Amen, and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you for finding us again. I know the universe brought us back together. Bye for now.
Amen. Bye-bye.
Bye. 866-972-7247. I'm so glad to be connecting with all of you. And if you haven't picked up the phone, pick up the phone and join us for the conversation. If you're on Facebook and YouTube, when we come back from this commercial break, I'll be talking to you as well as having a chat with someone in Australia. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WQAM 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WFLM 104.7 HD3 Palm Beach Shores, WDJA AM Delray Beach, and in Martin County on 1450 WSTU Stewart. Broadcasting from the H2 Ocean Studios, your natural sea mineral-based healing product since 2001. Burns, cuts, dry eyes, oral care, hair care, reef-safe sun care, and even pet care. H2 Ocean has you covered. Online at h2ocean.com. That's h2ocean.com. We are South Florida's home for the true oldies channel.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
There's a land
Yes, indeed. There's a light right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And I'm so glad to be connecting with all of you. And we're welcoming our callers. And I want to go to Australia. And after we get back from Australia, we're going to go to our Facebook and YouTube people. So let's see if we can pull up a call from Australia. We've got Terry Ann on the line. Terry Ann, are you there?
Yes, good evening. How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing well, thank you. Did I hear a dog in the background?
No. She's quiet at my feet.
Oh my God, but I hear your dog barking in my head. That is so trippy. Oh, what am I saying?
Really?
What am I saying? I have all trippy things happening in my head all day long. Silly me. But anyway, glad to know you've got your dog right there, because apparently I'm having a conversation with your dog in my head before I even connected with you. I'm like, why do I hear barking? Like, what is going on? So, Terry Ann, good to connect with you in Australia. What time is it there, by the way?
It is 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Australia time.
In the morning.
Well, we're so glad to have you here. And top of the morning to you. And my darling, what is your question for us? I know it's been a twisty-turny kind of 25 and 2026. Yes, I know. Well, hey, you're at an amusement park.
And Sarah, look, all I can say is thank you so much for your guidance and just your inspiration that I've taken on board. I've actually got a home. I've just been homed in the last 2 weeks. So no more homelessness. It's been a journey, but I've learnt lots of valuable things and a different way of life to look at different things that happen.
Yes.
I always seem to pick something out of anything that happens that I can learn from and gain experience from.
Absolutely.
So, but my question today, Dawn, is there a time frame that my mother will be taken into custody and held accountable?
Yes, that's a big undertaking. You know, there's a lot that is associated with that, and you know, she most certainly is not going to want to accept responsibility. And I know there's a lot of injustices.
No, she won't.
And some has to do with your dad as well. So
that's right. Yeah.
And your dad's energy is very much.
I've actually gone to the.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Your dad's energy is with you.
Oh, yes, I felt him last night. God bless his little soul.
Yeah, he's at peace, dearly, and he wants you to know he's at peace, Terry Ann. And he's not holding any energy against what happened, even though you know all the injustices. He just wants you to know that he's at peace, right?
Dad was
and
never
he's
that
sending
type
you
of
much
person.
love.
He had a gentle soul, and Dad was just Dad just would let things go straight away. He didn't sit on it and hold people accountable. So I understand that. Dad just had
and
a
you're going to
beautiful
fight
soul.
for his rights and his mistreatment. You're going to fight for his rights, his mistreatment, and all the injustices that has happened to you as well. There's quite a few atrocities.
I've actually written to I've written to the Health Rights Commission of Australia for the injustices. So I got notification last Friday that they've accepted my complaints of Dad's abuse, my abuse, and the inaction of many government agencies. So it's just a matter of waiting for the investigations now.
Okay.
And I've also contacted the federal police.
Well, just know that eventually justice will come, and it's going to take, because, you know, they have to gather their facts, get the stories straight. It could take about 2 months or so for this to really come to a head.
I'm happy for that. I'm happy for that time frame,
You know, it's just something that
I've waited
is going
nearly
to take
2 years
time.
for it.
Yes. However, now things are coming to a head. I feel like you've kicked enough cans down the road. You know, you just kicked it far enough that now we've got a pile of cans and they can't ignore it. It's just all there.
No.
And so
that's right.
You know, and
it's
not
just being
just
strong my end.
Yes, but understand this.
Pardon?
You understand this. Spirit says this. You're not just speaking for yourself and your father and mistreatment and injustices. This is a statement to be spoken to all those who wish to take advantage of others, who are less fortunate, who are in a difficult place, the elderly, people who have been taken advantage and lied to and stolen from. Okay, so there's so much that you are representing, and your story can be inspiration to others, and that's another reason why you are doing this. Okay, you are going to inspire others to stand up for themselves.
And Sarah, can you? I'm going to start to try and do a. It's called in Australia like Ryan's rule if something's wrong in medical. But as far as government agencies go and getting changes made to QCAT, which they can overturn, next of kin and things like that. Yeah. I applied for that, but unfortunately, I didn't get to go to court to be able to make those decisions for Dad.
Right.
And I wanted to have it so that there's a law called Rusty's Law where families that are in my position or have dealt with what I've dealt with can be overturned within a 24 to 48-hour period for the safety and the best interest of that family member that's dying.
Yes.
I think it's really important because there's so many families that this is happening to. When I talk to different people, and not to the extent of the abuse on in palliative care in the last hours, but I just think that there's just so many broken families today, and I think that it will help a lot of people.
Yes, and it goes on here in the States too, where maybe there's not enough people paying attention, or somebody swoops in and somehow takes over some kind of authority and power, and suddenly the person who's ill or elderly and can't really make a decision for themselves, or they have their wishes written out, but they're just being ignored, and the people who are aware of it have no say in the matter. We go through that here, and it will make a difference, and you have to continue to move forward. You have had the protection of Archangel Michael all this time, and you continue to have the protection of Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael will assist you in transforming your life and bringing to you an opportunity to attract better experiences for yourself. You have been courageous. You now have a place or a roof over your head. We think back to last year at this time, and you didn't have a roof over your head. You were not.
No,
you had
I was
no
sleeping
home.
in the car.
You were in the car, and look how far you've come. And so anyone listening, because this show is heard for all across South Florida, of course, because of social media, we're heard nationwide and throughout the world. But for everyone who is in a position that financially they are in an uncomfortable spot, or I know many people who are currently sleeping in their cars, people who are my clients, who they cannot have the life that they used to have, and so they're on this period of time where they're in their car. I want everyone to know that if you have faith, not hope, faith, and you trust in the power of God, and you set your intentions, and you look at what can you shift and change to assist yourself in finding a way out of your situation, there is always a way out. And Terry, you are living proof that we can go through so many things and find ourselves almost at rock bottom, pretty much there, and raise
absolutely.
up.
Yes.
And then be the voice of reason, not just for yourself, to keep yourself sane, but then be of service to other people. And, you're a testament to the human perseverance and the ability to survive that is wired in all of us. And you have exhibited great faith in God. And, we are appreciative of you calling into the show and sharing your story. And I know many people have been rooting for you behind the scenes, even though you've never met them. They're like praying for you. And
that's
now
beautiful.
that you have
beautiful. And
shifted it, yes.
Yeah, with the love that I've got from everybody on the spiritual levels, because I've walked away from all of the family and I'm on my own. But I just turned a negative around, and I had food donated. Even though I was homeless, I had food donated, and I was
Right.
able to do barbecues on the beach for other homeless for 8 months.
Yes.
And then I started going to like housing areas where there were less fortunate families with the food that was donated from stores and being able to help them. And that truly gave me strength by seeing the smiles on those other people's faces to keep going.
Yeah. You know, and
I
when
couldn't help my dad, but I could help someone.
You can help someone, right? And you're doing that in honor of your dad. And, you know, maybe your dad had an understanding that, you know, we on a soul level cannot understand, because that was his soul journey with your mom and everyone who was party to the mistreatment that occurred. But your dad is at peace. He is with you. I see him right there with you at this moment in time from the minute I connected with you. That's why I said your dad's energy is with you. Trust that you are on the right track. Everything will come together. And I do see justice coming. And in the meantime, you pay it forward. And I say this to you and everybody who's in a tough spot. Look beyond your situation. Find something you can do to help someone else. And in shifting your fear and worry to being of service to someone else, you will get lifted that much more quickly. So we appreciate you, Terry, for your call. Thank you.
And thank you so much, Sarah. You have a beautiful evening, and thank you, everyone, for your love.
Yes, thank you.
Me a long way. Thank you.
Our pleasure. God bless you. Bye.
All right. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye. 866-972-7247. We're going to continue connecting to people on the phone lines right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And I heard from some people in text message, no, I heard a dog too. Good to know I'm not crazy, because I was hearing barking in my ear. I don't know where that came from, but Terry Ann's dog was sleeping. So if you got a dog barking that's barking right through our phone lines, well, obviously we're going to have to talk to you in just a moment. But before I go to my phone lines, I've got to do two things. One, I got to tell you about the class that's coming up Tuesday, the 24th of March. It's coming fast. But Spirit came on me and said, we've got to teach a class on how to manifest abundance. And we've got to teach this class on how to shift consciousness. And so we've got a class coming up at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. And so we're going to put that graphic up. And that class is available online and in person. We're going to be doing the mailing tomorrow. If you are looking to shift your consciousness around money, if you're looking to shift abundance, if you're looking to create better blessings in your life and be one with the universal stream, Tuesday, March 24th, it's the Tuesday after St. Paddy's Day. We're going to carry a little of the luck of the Irish with us, and we're going to show you how to manifest and create luck, abundance beyond measure. Yes, we're going to awaken that in your being, and we've got a class for you. Visit sarahspiritual.com tomorrow. Towards the end of the day, it'll be on the website. Join our mailing list if you're not a part of it. We'll be posting it on Instagram. We'll be posting it on Facebook. We want you to be a part of this class online if you're not local, in person at the center in West Palm Beach. I've got a metaphysical center where I do personal readings in person, as well as we have a whole store full of metaphysical products designed to assist you on your spiritual path. And we're going to go visit our friends on Facebook and YouTube before we go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. Let's pop on our Facebook page and our YouTube page, and let's see what we've got going on. Let's see who we've got. I know we've had questions, a lot of conversation. I haven't been able to be as active in my Facebook page tonight because I've been chatting it up here. But when I look at our Facebook page and I look at what we've got going on, let's put those questions and comments here on Facebook and visit Sarah Spiritual. Let's see, we've got Kimberly Gullen, and Kimberly Gullen says, she's been a rough year. She lost her job. What career am I supposed to have? Am I supposed to go back to school? Will I finally have financial abundance? Well, Kimberly Gullen, I'm going to suggest you visit my website tomorrow and sign up for that class of our Abundance Beyond Measure class, because we want to awaken that within you. And when we look at the energy around you, it's really interesting. But this year was meant to be a year of transformation. It was meant to be a year for you to shut down one activity and build the abundance and direction for something else. So yes, I do see a book. My guides do show me a book. They do show a study. I do feel you taking on something else so that you can learn and grow. And this will give you a better option for the future. Do you feel like some other Work may come to you as a supplement, but I do see you studying and I do see you advancing yourself. And I look at the energy, and in 2 years, don't panic, you will have money and flow over these next 2 years. But in 2 years, in 2028, I feel like you're going to be in a really great financial place and everything's going to be coming together for you. We thank you so much, Kimberly Gullen, for your Facebook question. Let's take a question from someone else on Facebook and YouTube and see what we've got going on in our feed. We want to see our friends on Facebook and on YouTube. Let's take a look. We've got Carolyn Vargas. Carolyn Vargas, she needs advice with partner and his situation. Is what I'm waiting going to happen soon? Well, Carolyn Vargas, your partner's situation is going to take quite a bit of time to disentangle. And when I look at that energy, this year is a year for them to step out of that situation and make a shift and change. I do not see it happening in the next few months. I feel like it's going to take a good part of this year, possibly into the beginning of next year, for them finally to make that shift so that your partner is going to be more available and out of the situation, as we call it. Carolyn Vargas, I know that this person is very much connected to you and they are feeling genuine feelings, but they do need to stand up for themselves and disentangle. And we need to see how much courage and how much initiative they can take for themselves. So hold the space, hold the vision, pray that they can accomplish this in a speedy time. Ask God to show you what's for your best and highest good. But I do see, if you're patient, this is something that is meant to resolve. Thank you so much, Carolyn Vargas. Glad to hear from you right here on our Facebook page. We're going to take another question from Facebook and YouTube before we go right back to our phone lines. And let's see who else we have on our Facebook and YouTube page. Well, we see Denise Kennedy. Hey, Sarah, she says, I feel like I have a spiritual blockage. How can I get past it? Anything from spirit? Well, it's interesting that you're feeling this way because this year is the year designed for you to step into your soul and really understand who you are and the meaning of your life. I feel as if you have been uncertain as to what really brings you joy, and you've engaged in things that have been more out of what I'm supposed to do than what you're meant to do. And so in this energy, I feel that we need to kind of streamline our thoughts and our intentions. We need to quiet our voice with people who don't hold the right vibration for you, because I feel as if the spiritual blockage comes from people who don't see you the way you would like to envision yourself. And so they're holding you back in a way. So Spirit says they're blocking your energy. So not everybody is supportive of you and being the friend that you think they are. I do see you getting past it. I do feel that you need to do some spiritual cleanse your house, burn out with some energy of some incense, a resin on some charcoal. Sage could do it, but probably not strong enough. I do advise some spiritual bathing, clearing your energy. You can go to sarahspiritual.com, and there you can pick up a break and remove bath, a sage clearance bath, an Archangel Michael bath. These three, one right after another, will really clear up and shift energy and bring the protection that you need. And I do feel that this year is going to offer you opportunity to make a shift for work and money, and that is going to come as we get closer to your birthday and things begin to move forward. Denise Kennedy, you're not wrong to think you're feeling blocked. Let's not give it too much attention. Let's not use words that say I'm blocked. Let's acknowledge that something is feeling uncomfortable. Let's envision a clear path, ask the universe to support you. Do some prayers like the 23rd Psalm, and take a few baths from sarahspiritual.com, break and remove, sage clearance, and Archangel Michael baths, and fill us in just a few weeks. Let's see what begins to shift and change. Thank you so much, Denise Kennedy, for your Facebook question. We're going to go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247, and I've got to go to Charlie in Miami. Charlie in Miami, how are you doing tonight? Are you with us, Charlie? All right, maybe we don't have Charlie on the line, so we are going to shift, and we're going to go from Charlie in Miami. So hopefully Charlie will still be there when we come back. Maybe they stepped away from the phone. I've got to go to Tammy in Connecticut. Tammy, how are you tonight? Are you with us, Tammy? Tammy, are you there? It's Mercury retrograde. I just love when these things happen. All right, so let's take a look as we go from Connecticut, Miami. Hopefully they're still there and we'll find a way to find them. Oh, Mercury retrograde and technology. Let's see what technology has for me if I go to Heather in West Palm Beach. Heather in West Palm Beach. Let's see if we can get Heather in West Palm Beach. Heather, how are you tonight? Heather? Heather?
Hello?
Heather, are you there?
I'm here.
Good to have you. Thank you so much
I'm
for
here.
holding. Yes, great to connect with you, Heather. Heather, how did you hear about the radio show?
Oh, I heard about your radio show through Facebook, and I just follow a lot of spiritual pages.
Well, wonderful. We welcome you to our Facebook page and our experience here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We have been on national radio for almost 17 years. This is our 804th live radio show. So good to have you. Good to have you.
Thank you.
So what is your burning question for us? Because this year is really a two-part year for you. First part of this year is looking at networking and connecting with people and working with them and building connections that lead to advancement for work and career. So once we connect and network with some people, as we advance ourselves, we're going to see an uptick in our career advancement and growth. Is that something that you're looking to do, Heather?
Yes, it is. And that's one of the areas that I feel very lost in, because I feel like I've just been, trying to put myself out there, applying to hundreds of jobs and not being given a fair shot to even keep moving forward. And I'm just kind of waiting for my life to start in a way. I've been feeling stuck.
You've been feeling stuck, yes. And in this energy here, you want to pay attention to the fact that everything has its perfect time, right? And so you need to change the programming. And of course, I know we're feeling stuck because, hey, we're sending a resume out. We don't even know what's happening with it. And so you're feeling stuck. And then the few people you talk to, well, oh, you're just getting started out in the industry. So, oh, you don't have enough experience. Well, how am I going to get experience if I haven't done it and nobody gives me a chance? So you're in this little bit of a vicious cycle. But I do see work coming to you. And the interesting thing is, I want you to focus on this type of energy for yourself. I want you to focus on, in the moment of now, I am one with the universe and the universal consciousness. I release all doubt and fear, knowing I am always supported and protected. You're always supported by the universe. So I want you to focus on that, saying, I'm always supported. I'm a magnet of great opportunities. I'm abundant beyond measure. The universe is opening up the perfect doors for me. I am seeking that energy to come to me, and I wait in grateful anticipation, knowing that it is already in the energetic field. I just haven't experienced it in the physical yet, but in the knowing, I know it is already done, right? So we're telling ourselves, well, hey, I might not see it, but I know that it's in the energy, and because it's in the universal flow, in the asking, it's given by the angels. So I know that it's coming to me, and I'm always in the perfect place at the perfect time doing the perfect thing. For when you're in the perfect place in the perfect time doing the perfect thing, you're always in alignment with the divine plan. So when you claim that perfection, everything that's perfect aligns, and the imperfect opportunities will fall by the wayside. And what you're noticing is imperfections are falling by the wayside. We need someone who's going to step up and say, hey, we welcome you into this career. We want you to be a part of our organization, and we're going to help you grow and find your niche within this, because I feel like you don't quite have your niche ironed out as well, but we're just throwing spaghetti on the wall and just hoping something's going to stick. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's correct.
So we want to hold the vision of the perfect scenario and trust that the right people are going to show up. Now, you may feel stuck and things may feel a little out of sorts, but what I want you to take a look at is that in this moment, as you are sending your resumes out, and I spin you past this Mercury retrograde, and I spin you into the month of April, I really feel that after April 20th, that's the time they give me, that's when things start opening up. I feel like you've been spinning really for the past 4.5, 5 months. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Is that about the right timeline, please?
Yes.
Okay. So based on what I see, they're telling me that you have a little bit more to go before the right job sticks. But I also see that there's an idea that we might want to move, we might want to get settled differently. So you've got these big plans, but you're stuck because you don't have the resources to get there. Is that also correct?
Yes, that's very much correct. Oh my gosh.
All right. It is coming. You just got to be patient. Patience, grasshopper. Okay? It's coming. So you're in West Palm Beach. Pack a bag, go to the beach, and surrender everything to the ocean. Everything that no longer serves you. I surrender fear. I surrender doubt. I release it as the waves pull out. Everything that no longer serves me goes out. When the waves come back in and touch my toes, it is bringing in abundance and all of my desired outcomes. And I want you to focus on that. Okay? It is coming.
Okay.
Patience. All right? And we'd love to stay in touch with you. I think you would absolutely love taking our abundance class. I think that would give you some great insight in the verbiage to help manifest the perfect work opportunity for you coming up on the 24th at our center in West Palm Beach, the Expedito Enlightenment Center. Just Google Sarah Spiritual. The class will be posted sometime tomorrow, and we'd love to have you join us. I think you'll meet a great group of spiritual people in your own backyard. If you can come in person, that would be great. If not, you can take it online. I'd love to see you there.
Okay, great. And I just wanted to quickly ask if you have time, are there any spirit guides or any messages from spirit that would be helpful for me to know to help guide me?
Well, everything I just gave you was from Spirit, so that comes from your guides, your angels, my guides. I will tell you Archangel Michael is with you. I also see Archangel Shamuel, the love angel, for unconditional love for you. And when I move forward here, I do feel I do not know who this person is, but they are connected to the mother's side of the family, above your mother, maternal side of the family. I place them in that grandmother, great-grandmother energy. They're off in the distance, looking after you. They didn't step forward to give me their name, but they're very much connected to you and very much supportive of you. And when I place them there, they make me feel like there was a very endearing relationship between the two of you. Does this make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So know that you are not alone in this, honey, and I'd love to meet you in person. All right?
Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Be sure to follow us on Instagram on Sarah Spiritual and our Facebook page so you never miss a beat. All right?
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to come back to our phone lines and our friends on Facebook as well. Stay with us. I'll be right back. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Speaking with Sarah all across the nation, and we welcome your calls here on the Oldie Station at 866-972-7247. So glad to be connecting with all of you and sharing this experience. It is our 804th live show, and I kind of figured out the other day, if I factored in the skipped shows at almost 17 years, it's 16 years and 10 months shy of us, so it's 16 and 10 months, and we're almost there at our 17-year anniversary. I figured out that we have broadcast over 877 live shows over the span of time. So it's pretty cool to say that we really haven't missed that much over all these years, you know. Gosh darn holidays, landing on my show days. I'll have to talk to the calendar about that, but we're so glad to be connecting with all of you, and we are welcoming your phone calls, and we are going to go back to our phone lines, and hopefully we're going to be able to make these connections with everyone. We're told, thanks to Mercury retrograde and some new systems that we are working on, because we have a big high call volume demand here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, that we are working on some technical things that make it easier for us to get your phone calls. So like all new things, we're in the learning curve, and I'm really glad and appreciative of everyone who's taken the time to put this all together. Definitely a big undertaking. So we're going to go to our phone lines, and I did want to go to Miami, so I'm going to see if I have Charlie in Miami on the phone lines. Charlie, are you there? Charlie in Miami. We did try to find Charlie before, but let's see if we can find Charlie now. Charlie, are you with us? Charlie in Miami. Charlie in Miami? All right, we're going to pop off of Charlie in Miami and we're going to go to CK in Boca. CK in Boca. CK in Boca, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for connecting with us. We're so happy to have this opportunity to take your call and most appreciative of the ability to be of service here to you tonight. And one thing Spirit wants you to know is that this is you year. It's all about you. Don't let anyone else tell you it's about them, because you have been doing things for many people all along the way. And CK, this is your year of self-care, self-worth, honoring self, and really taking the time to do the things that bring you joy and put you in the energy of harmony. Does this resonate with you?
Yeah, well, I always do that. But,
Good.
yeah, thank you. I probably
Yes.
need to do more of it, but yeah.
Yes, and this year is really the focus, so you may find yourself led to do more things like that or try different things. Maybe go to a salt healing facility, maybe do some sound bowl work, maybe spend a little more time and downtime and quiet time, going to the beach, meditation, something for yourself that fills your soul. You're going to find it most rewarding. I also feel that this year is also about not just your personal relationship with self, but it is your time for relationships with other people and really being in alignment with the people who are in your circle. CK, what is your question for us here tonight?
Well, normally I call once a year. This is my second time calling this year. I've just been really going through it for the past, 8 or 9 months. It's like everything's been so still. I only worked 3 months last year. Mm-hmm. I've just been going through it. I went through a mold poisoning thing, went through an eviction, and that's been a legal hamster wheel. It's not that I don't have a case. It's what kind of case, who will take it on contingency. Right. And, the job market is just opening back up for what I do. And I am at my wit's end. And I'm just like, I was hoping maybe the guys are showing you something I don't see. And I'm happy otherwise. Don't get me wrong. I'm not down in the dumps, and I'm a pretty positive, optimistic person. So
yes. Well,
I didn't want you to think otherwise.
No, I don't. I see the soul. I see the story. And really, Spirit tells me that a lot of this story, really 2024 kind of opened the door to things just kind of collapsing around you, right? And that started the story. So whatever shift and change you made about 2 years ago, that began that story that began to start to crumble around you over these past few months, and then everything caught up with you. In the moment of now, be at peace, because everything is aligning for you. When it comes to work, you say the job market is opening up, but I do see something coming for you in a short period of time. So we need you to trust that. In this moment of now, as I look at the frequency around you is it's almost as if all the things that came at you almost dimmed your light. And so it's about stepping into finding your light again. It has nothing to do with being positive. It's finding your light. And even that mold, parasitic energy, right? That kind of drained, very toxic energy, kind of drained your life force. You're kind of just getting back in the swing of things energetically. I'm not just talking physical body. I'm really talking your spiritual body, the energy around you. And even though we went through this period of time, you're kind of coming out of that. There was a song that said, I made it through the rain, right? So I think it was a Barry Manilow song, since he's out and about singing somewhere now. And I know he's battled some lung issues recently, Barry Manilow, and he's starting to tour again. But there's this, I made it through the rain, and you're going to make it through this storm as I see it. And as I put you into the energy of, they put the energy on spring has sprung, and then they move the pointer to May 1st. And I feel like you're established then. I feel like you already know where you're working, or you're already working there. They're putting that marker there. And so as you move in that direction, I just want you to trust. I also feel money's going to come to you from another source. I want you to tell the universe I'm open to abundance flow to me through multiple spigots, multiple streams of income. I am open to abundance, gifts of opportunity, gifts of abundance in some way, and something will open up. I do see the case being difficult to be taken by someone, but I do feel as you pray, the right person will take it, more on the principle than the fact that it's about abundance for them. I need someone to step up in principles so that they can represent and we can right the injustice. So that is a bit of a journey, but I do see success in that as well. You need to be mindful of the vision of how you'd like it to play out and stay in alignment with that. We know that many people are, I hear this from a lot of lawyers, they're having to be selective as well because of costs of things. So you need someone who's going to take it on the principle, all right? And that's the vision that we want you to hold so that you can create that and attract that to you. You're not alone in this path, and this is a revamp for you. This year is going to be a year of your power, your personal power. And as we step in the power and we bring you into your birthday in the fall, I really feel like you're going to be like, okay, I made it completely through. I'm through the other side and I'm rebuilding in a whole new way to never get caught off guard like that again. And so this will come to you throughout this year. So it is a steady up climb for you. And then when we make it to the top, I feel like you're able to hold your positioning. You don't have to feel like the rug will get pulled out from under you. There's a lot of support from the angels around you. I feel like we have conversations with the angels because I see many of them around you, not just your guardian angel. So continue to talk to your angels and know that they are supporting you. Have I given you the insight that you needed, CK?
Yes, you did. Thank you very much.
Great.
I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. And we regret that you got a little topsy-turvy, but things are going to right. And I made it through the rain, and here we are. You're going to make it through. Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. I don't know why Barry Manilow popped in my head, but there he is right there in my head. Good to have Barry Manilow in my head. And now we're going to see if we can connect to California. We're going to go to California. I got Gary on the line. Hopefully Gary's there. Gary, how are you tonight?
Hi, thank you so much for taking my call.
You're welcome, Gary. Thank you so much for calling. We're so glad to make this connection with you. How did you hear about the show?
From YouTube, when you type www.youtube.com, and I think one time your podcast popped up because I usually watch psychic stuff. I think that's how I found out last week.
Well, we're glad to have you here, Gary. We've been popping up on YouTube for a very long time, so welcome to the family. I hope you choose to follow the YouTube channel and stay connected with us, Gary, because we always talk about the most interesting things. And I can tell you this, that this year, if you're looking to kind of reposition something in your finances and you're looking to shift money and create more money for yourself, this is a year for you for money. This is a year as we get closer to your birthday, you're going to kind of look at your finances a little differently. I feel like you're not where you want to be financially. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. Plus, a lot of people owe me money, and I'm praying hopefully they'll pay me back.
Right. So some will, some may not, right? So we kind of take that chance. And so we're going to have people pay you back. I want you to envision them giving you money, and I want you to envision money coming to you. Just as I said to CK in Boca, I want you to envision multiple streams of money coming, abundance flowing to you from sources that you aren't even counting on so that money can flow. And I want you to stay on top of those people and say, great. Oh, you can't give me all of the money? Well, then let's set up a payment plan. Let's see what we can do to bring the money back to me because, I, in good faith, gave it to you. There's a reason in the Bible why they say neither a lender nor a borrower be, but here we are, right? So now you're going to ask for the money to come back because, it's not like you were investing in them. You were just helping them out of a tough situation. So in this energy. I want you to trust that the universe is going to make sure that the abundance comes to you, Gary. I also see here that the energy around you feels a little stuck, and you feel stuck not just financially, but even personally. Does that also make sense to you, Gary?
Yes, yes.
What is your question on relationships with people? How can I best assist you tonight?
My question is like regarding my health. I get burning feet, and my legs are really painful, and I'm diabetic. But I think it was caused by I was taking metformin and glipizide medication, and it was dropping my blood sugar. If my blood sugar goes under 150, then I start getting burning feet. So now I'll cut back on the medication.
Good. So you're feeling a little better?
Yeah, but the doctors, they want us to keep blood sugar around 90. I cannot do that. If I do that, my feet start hurting and burning.
Yeah. Well, they have a number. I'm not a doctor, can't diagnose, can't give you a number to shoot for. However, you have to find your point of comfortability and manage it best you can. Have you ever done anything along the lines of acupuncture? Because I feel like some acupuncture could help you.
Yeah, I also do acupressure on myself too. And I have a grounding mat, and I also take homeopathy remedies on the side.
Perfect, yes. So make sure that, you're checking what goes well with what you're currently taking. We know, even though we all love our holistic things, if we have involved traditional medicine in our day-to-day care, sometimes some of them conflict. So make sure you're talking to people who are well-versed in the medical field, as well as the holistic healing herbs and ingredients, so that we can make sure it's a perfect match for you. But I do feel that movement, I know you feel burning and your legs hurt, but I want you to move. I want you to make sure that you have your grounding mat. I want you to also go outside. I want you to put your feet on the ground. You're in California, so hopefully the ground isn't so chilly, right, as maybe the rest of the country. So you can put your feet on the ground, and you can kind of allow the energy of the earth to ground you naturally, right? If you get a chance, not knowing how close a beach is to you, go to the beach, right? Put your feet in the sand. Put your feet in the water. This is also going to help you. And keep those legs moving. I just saw something kind of interesting. There is actually like a little, almost like a bicycle that it's just for your feet, and you could be sitting there, but you're moving your legs and you're getting that circulation. So it's really just something that you put almost like a footrest, but you put your feet on the pedals and you just kind of move your feet. So anything that can make you move and keep that circulation going is going to help you. Chances are, again, I'm not a doctor, but the way Spirit shows me is it's possible that some of the actual nerves have become damaged from the diabetic symptoms. So you may have some things that may not rebuild as quickly as you'd like because there's some damage. But I want you to envision light coming from the heavens, through the top of your head, down your spine, through all your extremities, through all your limbs, feeling it go down your legs, filling your legs with light, and fusing your feet with light, clearing out and burning out the burning feeling, removing the impurities, the toxins, right? Perhaps you want to do some salt baths. Put your feet in some kosher salt, Epsom salt, some clay. Put your feet in there and let it pull out the toxins. So this will help your circulation. Do some of these things and see how you feel. I'm really glad that you've joined us. We are getting ready to close the show, Gary, but I hope that I have been of service to you tonight, and you will continue to listen and join our family.
Only last question I have, what do you see me, like, spiritual-wise? Like, do I have any archangel or any spirit guides around me?
So, interestingly enough, I see the energy of Our Lady of Guadalupe around you. Are you familiar with Guadalupe, please?
Yes, yeah, I do honor Guadalupe and Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Jesus Christ, Holy Spirit, all the archangels and
Archangel
all
Michael
the Christianity.
is with you. Yes. So you have Archangel Michael with you. You have Mother Mary, but the one that's really dominant above you right now is Our Lady Guadalupe. And she is very much with you, protecting you and shielding you from anything that could cause any difficulties in your life. So I see you very well connected, and you have an Indian spirit guide that's here to assist you in your journey of life. And there's a lot for you to grow in your spirituality, for you to help other people as you transform yourself, so you will be able to be of assistance to others through this healing journey. All right,
Only
Gary,
last
thank
question
you so
I have,
much.
like
Yes.
during when I pray, all the heavens, everybody shows up. I can feel them, but I'm not getting any messages from them. I'm not getting any words from them. Like I'm starting praying now to Mother Mary. Please give me word. Like, communicate with me. Talk to me.
Okay, well, sometimes we don't hear them as a voice in the head or as a thought in the head like I do. Sometimes our gift is clairsentience, the feeling, the energy of clairsentience. Sometimes we're not clairvoyant, we can't see, or clairaudient, we can't hear, but we can feel. So right now, that's your superpower. And so now keep it simple and say, hey, Mother Mary, when I'm out and about or even on a TV show, let one word out of all the words someone's saying or one word on a sign pop out and let that be a message for me. You're trying to hear it and feel it the way you think it should be. Give Mother Mary the opportunity to communicate with you in any way she feels to give you a sign, and I bet you get a sign in the next couple of weeks. Thank you so much, Gary. We've got to end the show. I appreciate you, all right? Thank you so much.
Thank you
bye
so
for
much.
now.
Thank
Call
you.
us
Thank you.
back.
Thank you.
You're
God bless
welcome.
you. Bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.
866-972-7247. Write that number down. Visit me at sarahspiritual.com. There you'll find out all the different products that I have, at least what's on the website. And you'll learn about my Expedito Enlightenment Center. You'll find out about the sessions that I offer. And soon you'll see about the class we've got coming up on March 24th, our wonderful class of Embracing the Abundance Right, Abundance Beyond Measure. We want to awaken that within you. So we hope you join us for that class. I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday night right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. For now, we bid you farewell. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
There's a light, there's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WQAM 104.3.